Back here at a firing range in Palm Bay. I'm here with Miss Audrey. And Miss Audrey, we've been talking to some people today about coming to take the class here that Femme Fatale offers. Talk a little bit about why you chose to take the class.
I chose to take the class because as a wife, mother, and grandmother, I saw the change in the time, the way people value life. And I think it was very important. I thought it was very important for me to at least know how to use a gun and use it correctly. So that's why I decided I would, to use it correctly. And I have to come to the range and get the training that I needed.
Had you ever fired a firearm before you came here?
I had never touched a gun. I've never been in close proximity of a gun before. And at this range was the first time I actually held a gun in my hand.
I'm told that Annie Oakley has nothing on you, that you were out there and you did wonderfully. How did you feel the first time you fired the weapon?
I was scared. I was surprised at the recoil. Right. I never thought that so much, there was so much power when you look at TV and you see people flippantly handling guns. But in actuality, that is not so. So I was surprised. And, I have an awful respect for the gun. And as a registered nurse, I value life. I've always lived to protect life and to do everything to preserve life. But we see the wanton way that people carry on, and we see the wanton loss of life. And if people were protected properly, a lot of these things would not have happened.
Miss Audrey's a nurse, and just 2 Julys ago we had a shooting at the hospital in Titusville. We see it all too often, and in places where it simply doesn't belong, hospitals, schools, things of that nature. And so how do you feel now after taking it? Feel pretty good?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel confident. I never knew that I would shoot with such accuracy.
I was told you did.
But I think even you mentioned the school before, when you mentioned, even at the mall and stuff like that, but even in the church. You would think that this is this is the most sacred place, but we've seen this violence creep into the very sanctuary. Yeah. So it's sad that people have to feel that they need to go about, with concealed weapons, protecting themselves. But this is the reality that we live in, and I pray to God that people will value life. They would think about, life as being precious and reevaluate the way and the way they think. And maybe if we stop all the rhetoric of hate and all that, people will begin to realize that, God does love us and he cares about us.
There's no better way to end that interview than with those words of advice from Miss Audrey, a.k.a. Annie Oakley.